Welcome back to Language Link, your weekly dive into making language learning fun and accessible. I'm your host, Alex, and with me today, as always, is our brilliant language learning specialist, Maya.
Hi, Alex. And hello, everyone tuning in. So excited to be here.
Today, Maya, we're tackling a topic that might seem incredibly simple on the surface, but it's actually a powerhouse for beginner English learners. We're talking about how I spend my day specifically for A1 level students, focusing on slow conversation.
Absolutely, Alex. It's one of those topics that educators swear by, and for good reason. When you're just starting out in English, or any language for that matter, you need something relatable, something personal, and something that uses vocabulary you'll encounter every single day. How I spend my day ticks all those boxes.
I can see that. It's a universal experience, right? Everyone has a daily routine, even if it's a very simple one. So what makes this particular topic so special for someone at the A1 level?
Great question. The A1 level, for those who might not be familiar with the common European framework of reference for languages, is all about basic user, or what we often call a beginner learner. At this stage, you're learning to understand and use very common everyday expressions and basic phrases aimed at the satisfaction of concrete needs. Think of it as survival English.
Survival English. I like that. So the phrases learned around daily routines are immediately useful.
Exactly. You're not trying to discuss quantum physics or the intricacies of ancient philosophy. You're learning to say, I wake up at 7 a.m., I eat breakfast, I go to work, I study English, or I go to sleep. These are all simple subject-verb-object structures that form the backbone of everyday communication.
And the beauty is, once you master these basic sentences, you can start swapping out the details. Instead of I eat breakfast, you can say I eat cereal for breakfast, or I eat a quick breakfast. You're building upon a solid foundation.
Precisely. It introduces you to high-frequency verbs like wake up, get up, eat, drink, go, work, study, clean, watch, read, sleep. These verbs are used constantly in English, so getting comfortable with them early on is incredibly beneficial. It's like collecting the most important Lego bricks before trying to build a castle.
That's a fantastic analogy. And the input text for our discussion today specifically mentioned slow conversation. Why is slow conversation so crucial for an A1 beginner learner?
Oh, slow conversation is absolutely paramount. Imagine trying to catch a ball that's thrown at you at 100 miles an hour when you've just learned how to stand up. It's overwhelming, right? Regular native speaker conversation can be incredibly fast, with connected speech, idioms, and nuances that are just too much for a beginner.
So slow conversation gives learners a chance to actually process what they're hearing.
Exactly. It allows them to 1. Distinguish individual words, which can be difficult when words blend together in rapid speech. 2. Match the sounds to the spelling they might have seen. And 3. Formulate their own responses without feeling rushed. It reduces cognitive load significantly. It's not about talking down to someone. It's about making the input comprehensible and building confidence.
It makes perfect sense. I remember when I first tried to learn Spanish, and native speakers would just fly through sentences. My brain felt like it was short-circuiting. If someone had slowed down just a little, it would have made a world of difference.
It's a common experience. Slow conversation also gives learners time to focus on pronunciation themselves, to articulate words clearly without feeling pressure to keep up a breakneck pace. It helps solidify those new sounds and word patterns.
So, for our listeners who are A1 learners or teaching A1 learners, how can they practically use how I spend my day with slow conversation?
Start incredibly simple. Maybe just focus on your morning routine. Wake up, get dressed, eat breakfast, brush teeth, go to work. Just 5 simple sentences. Say them aloud, slowly and clearly. Then, try to listen to someone else describe their morning routine at a slow pace. You can find many resources online, podcasts like ours, or YouTube channels specifically designed for slow English.
I've seen some fantastic channels that literally animate a daily routine with text and slow narration.
Those are excellent. And don't be afraid to record yourself. Listen back to your own pronunciation. It can feel a little awkward at first, but it's an incredibly effective way to self-correct and track your progress. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's communication.
That's a key point. What about expanding beyond just the verbs? How can an A1 learner add a little more flavor to their how I spend my day description?
Once they're comfortable with the basic sentences, they can introduce simple adjectives and adverbs. Instead of I eat breakfast, try I eat a big breakfast or I quickly eat breakfast. Or simple prepositions. I go to work by car. I listen to music in the morning. These small additions start to add detail without adding too much complexity.
So it's about taking those foundational Lego bricks and then adding a few more simple pieces to them, rather than trying to build a complex structure all at once.
Exactly. Break it down. Maybe one week you master your morning routine. The next, you add your afternoon, then your evening. Consistency over intensity is vital at the A1 level. Little and often is far more effective than trying to cram for hours once a week.
I love that advice. Little and often. So for anyone listening right now thinking about their own daily routine, what's one simple thing they can do after this episode?
I would say pick 3 actions you do every morning and try to say them out loud in English, slowly. I wake up. I drink coffee. I go outside. Just 3. And don't worry if it's not perfect. The act of forming the sounds and sentences is the victory.
That's a very manageable goal. And I'd add, try to listen to that same simple routine described by someone else in slow English. The input-output connection is so powerful.
Definitely. And remember, the journey of learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Celebrate those small victories because each phrase you master, each word you understand, is a step closer to fluency.
Couldn't agree more, Maya. So to wrap things up for today's episode, we've really highlighted how describing how I spend my day is an incredibly effective starting point for beginner English learners. It uses common vocabulary, simple sentence structures, and it's something everyone can relate to.
And the emphasis on slow conversation is not just a nice to have, it's a must-have for A1 learners. It's the critical ingredient that allows for comprehension, confidence building, and better pronunciation. It gives your brain the time it needs to absorb and process new information without feeling overwhelmed.
Absolutely. It's all about building that strong foundation, brick by simple brick, through consistent and manageable practice. Don't be afraid to keep it basic. Focus on clarity and embrace the slow pace. It truly is your best friend when you're just starting out.
Exactly. So, start with your morning, then your afternoon, then your evening. You'll be amazed at how quickly you can build a solid foundation just by describing your own daily life.
Fantastic advice, Maya. Thank you so much for breaking that down for us. And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in to Language Link. Make sure to try out Maya's challenge this week. Describe 3 things you do every morning, slowly and clearly, in English. Until next time, keep learning, keep speaking, and keep linking those languages.